Hello, and welcome to Connected Conversations, our monthly workshop for connecting to ourselves in order to connect more deeply with others. We connect with our bodies, listen to what they're telling us. We begin with a grounded exercise, some breathing, some body attunement to see what's going on in there. And then I drop in the theme and notice how that affects your body as well. Every nervous system has a different reaction, a different response to different stimuli. So upon hearing the theme, something might shift in your body, and that's okay. That's what we are here to notice and to discuss. And as we move through this, we will practice some tools for expressing the truth of that response in our bodies. This is an invaluable skill for connecting more deeply with others and for keeping ourselves regulated and aligned. Our workshop today is going to simply be today's workshop has been interrupted by life, which has happened as it does to all of our scheduled participants. So rather than a workshop with live coaching from me and with interactive group discussion, this will be the first portion of the workshop that I had planned, which is, again, that grounding exercise. And then I will drop in the theme so you get to see how that affects your body. From there, rather than going into group discussion, I will invite you on a little journey deeper into that theme and how your body may or may not respond to it. With all of that, we can begin. I'll invite you to be comfortable, whatever that looks like for you. Sitting, if you are sitting up straight without forcing, simply making room for the breath in your torso. You're welcome to lay on a couch, on the floor. I like to do most of these grounding exercises while laying flat on my back. I don't recommend that for everyone, but that's my preference typically. So get situated, get comfortable, and take 3 of the deepest breaths you've taken all day. On the exhale, just letting it all go. Invitation to close the eyes if that's comfortable. Already noticing the breath's effect on the body. One more breath. And as you sit here in stillness, simply noticing your body exactly as it is. There is nothing for us to change, to fix, to do. Simply to be right here with our bodies. Noticing the gentle rise and fall of the breath. Being with it all exactly as it is. Staying connected to the breath. I will invite your attention through a very gentle body scan, beginning with the very crown, very top of our heads. On your next inhale, bringing your attention to the very top of your head, simply noticing what's there. Maybe there's some tingling, even itching. Maybe some warmth or some tension. Scalp headache, perhaps. Simply being with that exactly as it is. There's nothing to change or fix. Just a couple more breaths into the crown of the head. I'll invite you on your next inhale to bring your attention to the space directly behind your eyes. Noticing whatever is there in this common space for headaches, for tension, pressure. Simply being with it exactly as it is. There's a connection with the temples here. Welcome that too. You may notice resistance. If there's pressure or tension, it's very natural to resist attending to that. Welcome that as well as you breathe and simply stay present with whatever is there exactly as it is. I'll invite your next inhale to bring your attention into your neck and jaw. Welcoming whatever you find there. Being with it exactly as it is. You may notice some clenching, some tension, possibly even heat. Simply breathing into that exactly as it is. Not forcing anything. Noticing whatever shifts and whatever doesn't. I'll invite your next inhale into your chest, into the space around your heart. Simply noticing whatever your body is carrying in this heart space. Breathing into it exactly as it is. There may be heaviness, tension. Being with that exactly as it is. Perhaps there is a fullness or expansion, compression. Being with that too. If at any point the breath needs to be shallower or deeper, allowing that space. Being with all of that as well, precisely how it shows up. There's no rush here. There's nothing for us to do. And I'll invite your next inhale to draw your attention into the space of your gut, just above your belly button. This may be where you encounter the most resistance yet. Tension, heaviness, recoiling. Many of us carry anxiety here. Whatever shows up for you, simply notice it exactly as it is. Nothing to fix or change, simply giving presence to all that our body is carrying. Giving gentle breath and attention. Nothing more. As you sit in presence, breathing, feeling your gut, and whatever's in there, exactly as it is, I'll invite the attention to expand in that space, noticing the breath, how it expands into the sides, being with whatever is there, exactly as it is. Noticing the expansion of the breath into the back, into the spine. Whatever may shift or whatever doesn't. Simply being present with it, exactly as it shows up. And I'll invite the next inhale to draw your attention further down the body, below the belly button, into the hip space. There may be more tension here, heaviness, contraction. Whatever you find there, simply breathe into it, letting it be there exactly as it is. If at any point it's overwhelming, simply pull back. We're not forcing anything, just staying present with our bodies exactly as they are. On your next breath, allow yourself to notice your legs, the weight of them on the seat, on the ground. Whatever is carried there, tension, energy, simply being with it, precisely as it is. From here, I'll invite the breath to deepen as we allow the awareness and the attention to expand and include the entire body. Allowing the breath and the awareness into as much of the body as is welcome. Nothing more. There's still nothing for us to fix or change. Simply holding all that we just noticed, giving it nothing more than our presence, because that's all it needs. Allowing the breath to stay however deep or however shallow feels right for your body in this moment. As you sit there, breathing, noticing your body and its weight, all the energy we just made space for. I'll invite you to notice, simply be with whatever comes up when I say the following. Boundaries are bridges, not walls. Breathing into whatever just happened for your body. Noticing anything that shifted, being with it exactly as it is. Noticing anything that didn't shift, being present with that as well, exactly as it is. Nothing needs to shift. Boundaries are bridges, not walls. Let that wash over you. With this verbal input, you now get to notice your body's response. You will also notice your mind becomes much more active with this verbal content to chew on. Be with that as well, exactly as it is. If it gets loud enough that something needs to be expressed, I would invite that to come out in noise, in movement, perhaps even in writing. And then simply be with that exactly as it is, letting it affect your body. Boundaries are bridges, not walls. You may ask yourself, what is a boundary? I'd invite us to explore what that means in our bodies. Whatever your body just told you, whatever shifted or didn't shift upon hearing that verbal input. That may be a clue, a breadcrumb on the path to what a boundary feels like in the body. This will often feel like a clenching or a tense kind of sensation. Sometimes a very tangible physical clenching, shrugging of the shoulders, a caving in of the chest and shoulders, clenching of the jaw and neck. Maybe there's even some heat, some butterflies in the stomach of the less comfortable variety. These are very common sensations associated with the idea of boundaries. Whatever's there for you, simply staying as connected as you can to that sensation, to that message from your body, being with it exactly as it is. Boundaries show up as discomfort very frequently. The mere thought of boundaries can cause discomfort. If that verbal input elicited that for you, that's a sign. This is normal, and it's simply because boundaries are closely associated with anger. Notice how that affects your body. Maybe your toes are gripping the ground. Maybe you're making fists. Maybe the heat or the tension is increased. Simply being present with that, exactly as it is. Your breath and your attention can begin to soothe that discomfort without changing, without fixing anything. I often tell people that I work with, people who struggle with boundaries like I did for so long, you don't have a boundaries problem. You have an anger problem. And the problem isn't your anger. It's that, like so many of us, and like we are culturally incentivized to do, we treat our anger as if it's the problem. Our anger is one of the most important messages our body can send us. Something needs our attention right now. That's what anger has to say. Staying with whatever is coming up for you exactly as it is. And of course, giving yourself whatever you need. It's often very uncomfortable to sit with our anger. If you need to shift out of that, just listen to your body. That's okay too, exactly as it is. Our boundaries can be uncomfortable because they're also associated with fear. We're afraid of the effect we may have on another, which is another deep form of care. Our bodies send us the angry message that something needs our attention, that something needs our care. We may also feel fear around our boundaries because we care about the effect we may have on others. But boundaries are bridges, not walls. Boundaries facilitate care. In this cultural moment of obsession with things like boundaries and red flags, treating them like walls, because that's an easy concept for the mind to wrap itself around. Treating them like weapons, because blaming another is a convenient story for the mind to explain all of the discomfort that we're feeling. But if boundaries are instead bridges and not walls, facilitating care and connection. They allow us to be loved exactly as we deserve to be loved. Our boundaries as an extension of care, as a bridge to connection and mutual caring, allow others to love us how we deserve to be loved. Another facet of the cultural conversation around boundaries. It's very unfortunate that having boundaries at all is often construed as selfish, isolating, narcissistic even. I myself have carried some of those associations. Decades as a people pleaser, self-proclaimed, thinking that was the only way to extend care, and thinking that was the only way to be loved the way I deserved. And of course, the angry people pleasers may think of boundaries as selfish. Perhaps you still, to this day, even think of boundaries as selfish. Maybe that's part of why you're here. Notice what that feels like in your body. Being with that exactly as it is. These boundaries are bridges to connection and care. And it travels both ways along that bridge. I'm allowing for the love and the care to flow. And when my heart is open, when my bridges are extended, then I'm better able to care and connect with others as well. Notice what that does in your system. That is far from selfish. Boundaries are bridges, not walls. From here, I'll invite us to perhaps take a soft reset, noticing any intensity that has built up in our bodies, and being with that exactly as it is, taking the next couple of breaths to let that soften. Noticing all of the noise in our heads, being with that, simply letting it pass by. Give yourself some water, some tea, a little shake, giving your body whatever it needs in this moment. Staying present with all of that, exactly how this shows up. When you're ready, I'll invite a reconnection inward. Breathing awareness back into the body, being with it exactly as it is. As you sit there, breathing and noticing, I'll invite you to ask, is there anything your body wants you to know? Any sensations particularly noticeable that have shifted or have not shifted? If you're feeling a lot of resistance, that too can be an object of presence. We can be with that resistance exactly as it is. I'm going to invite an exercise for soothing some of these uncomfortable sensations that come up around boundaries. We've now integrated some of what the mind might be saying about boundaries and continue to notice and stay present with what our body also has to say about boundaries. We're present with all of that exactly as it is. Now, whatever sensation in the body, even if it's the resistance itself and the loud narrative around that resistance telling you to stop, bring your attention there and be present with that exactly as it is while we take 3 fairly active breaths. And after the third one, we hold in an empty state. I'll demonstrate. Holding here for just a few seconds. And as we breathe, we notice how this sensation, how this resistance, how this heaviness, whatever it may be for you, as we are present with it exactly as it is affected by that breath, by a conscious choice to expand the breath and the energy toward that sensation, surrounding it with our breath and our presence. We'll do 3 more rounds of this. I'll cue you when to inhale and when to hold. 3 active breaths, not forcing anything. In 3, 2, 1, begin. Holding at the bottom, noticing what comes up in the emptiness, being with it exactly as it is. Just a few more seconds. And inhale. Holding here once more. Letting the emptiness affect you, however it does. You need a sip of air, that's always available. Being with all of that exactly as it is for 3, 2, 1. Final round. Holding the emptiness one final time. Being present in awareness with whatever sensation exactly as it is. In 3, 2, 1, a full inhale, holding the top, noticing the difference, the fullness, and letting it go. Letting the breath and the body return to a normal rhythm. Being with all of it exactly as it is. This sensation which we were giving our presence and our breath may have shifted, may have softened, may have intensified, may simply still be there, exactly as it is. Welcome all of that. Simply hold it with your presence. And from here, you now have much more information from your body about that sensation, possibly even about that boundary. I'll invite you to connect with that. And as you sit here with whatever sensations have arisen, have shifted, or have stayed the same for the last 30 minutes, simply being with it exactly as it is, breathing, I'll invite you to ask once again, what is it your body would like you to know? However that may come out, be with that exactly as it is. In words, in noises, in movement. It's fairly common for me and others that I know that words don't fully capture the sensation or even the boundary. You may want to stamp your feet in anger. You may simply want to curl up into a ball. From this space, you can listen to exactly what your body wants you to know, even may tell you what it needs in this moment. From here, I'll invite that expression to continue without my guidance, always knowing that you can return to the breath and return to your body and ask it what it needs. Have a journal handy and some water, and go gently for the rest of your day. This video will be privately accessible to everyone who signed up to attend, and I'd love to continue the conversation. Whatever came up for you, whatever is still there for you, if it needs a little extra love, a little extra guidance, attention, Let's work with that together. You'll be able to comment on the video, and again, that will be a private space for only people who attended this workshop. So that will be our community discussion board, so to speak. And you're welcome to reach out to me, email me, schedule a call with me if there's anything going on that could use a bit more love, a bit more presence. I would be happy to support you in that way, and I'm happy to create the space for us to support each other. Thank you.